The last lesson we looked at which scale to use over a common chord progression. So this is part 3 in this group of lessons of the common chord progression. So our chord progression was C, A minor, F, and G. We called that a 1, minor 6, a 4, and a 5. Very common. And we learned our minor pentatonic scale. Then we said the next lesson that we would talk about which notes to choose. So I have a really easy way of doing this, and it's learning these things called the blues pocket. A blues pocket is just a phrase using every note of the pentatonic scale. But instead of playing your pentatonic scale like this, which is good for practicing your technique but boring when you're soloing. I mean, you don't hear people soloing like this. It'd be really boring. So what people do is they will usually play like some phrases. So we're going to learn a couple of short little phrases called blues pockets to help us with soloing. So your first blues pocket is we're going to start with our third finger on the 7th fret on the 3rd string. This is a D note. And every blues pocket we're going to learn, here we're going to learn 3 of them, start on the D. So, I bend that up a full step, bring it down, come back with my first finger to the 5th fret on the same string, the 3rd string, and then I bring my 3rd finger up to the A note, and I play that. That's on the 4th string, 7th fret, back to G, 5th fret, same string, and then back to that 7th fret. So there's an A minor blues pocket. You can play these in 3 different octaves. The other octave, it's exact same fingering, exact same pattern, same notes and everything like that, just an octave lower as I start on the D note on the 5th string, which is the 5th fret on the 5th string, and it sounds like this. So there's my lower octave, my middle octave here. And then on my first string there's a D note on the 10th fret, and I'll do the exact same pattern. Okay, so those are my 3 different blues pockets. There's 5 places that we could play these on the neck, but we're just going to mainly focus on those 3 for right now. To use these over the chord progression C, A minor, F, and G, I just changed the landing note, or my ending note, the note that I choose to land on at the end of the phrase. I'm going to call that my ending note. So over the C chord, I'm going to do my, if the C chord's going on in the background, I'm going to play my blues pocket. But I go and land on the C note, because that obviously will work over a C chord. The C note, I do my blues pocket, then I just land on the C note, which is on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. So here it is again. So that would work over a C chord. I can do that in all my position. Okay, the next chord is A minor, so I'll just do a regular blues pocket, the one you just learned, and that works over A minor because your ending note is A. Over the F chord, I'm going to do the same one that I did over the C, because there's a C note in the F chord. If that doesn't make any sense, well, just trust me, the C note works well over the F chord. So I'm going to do my blues pocket here. Landing over the C, that works over the F chord. And then for the G chord, land on a G note, which is the 5th fret on the 4th string. So here's how it will sound, all of them put together here. I'm just going to go C major lick, A minor lick, F major lick, and G major lick. So they sound like this. So practice those in all 3 of those positions that we learned, and try to do little variations of those licks, because if you had to play the same lick over and over and over and over and over again, it would get really boring, and it gets boring to the listener also. So come up with different variations on those just basic phrases, but memorize those first, and then move on and make up different variations. But make sure that your foundation is solid when learning how to solo. That way you know for sure you're always landing on the right note.